outfit you bought.
Hey everybody. So, unbeknownst to me, this is a bit of a Hullabahoos tradition. It started probably 7 or so years back, alums, correct me if I'm wrong, with Brandon Bohr Chapel, and the torch was then passed on to Nick Cafaro, then Alex Spears, and then my inspiration, Mr. Nathan Kohlberg. Round of applause, please. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to read a little Hullabahoos holiday poem. So I hope you enjoy. It's called The Night Before Finals. 'Twas the night before finals, and all through 1025B Wurtland, the Bahoos were snoozing after a studying whirlwind. Stats, CS, Com Law, even Clem were looked over for hours in Aldi and Clem. As formulas danced in Hullabahoo heads, the guys dozed nervously in hand-me-down beds. Bad thoughts crept in about upcoming testing, and the songsters woke up, yelling, "Why are we resting?" Lights flashed on, and bunks were vacated. Tully gulped, remembering how harshly bios graded. Spirits were low, but the coffee was hot, as the guys pulled out notes and popped the squat. A chorus of yawns echoed through the place, and grimaces of discontent plagued every face. For Ben, the late night was horribly bleak, but Jalen pulled all-nighters every odd week. The Hullabahoos studied in collective sorrow, for they knew what tasks they would face on the morrow. But just when things seemed most grave for the boys, they started to hear a mysterious noise. They couldn't tell if it was their ears or bells ringing after Henry sighed, "Man, I'd rather be singing." Clomp, clomp, shook the roof. Tap, tap, creaked the shingles. Could it be? Colin said. This early? Kris Kringle? The noises continued, then opened the door. It was Santa indeed. Oh, the holiday lore. Pardon my entrance, Claus said as he kneeled, but ho, 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 all the fireplaces were sealed. Oh, St. Nick, said Avery, don't you remember? You shouldn't be here until late in December. Right you are, Mr. Shivers, Santa gave his cheek a squish, but alas, I overheard a holiday wish. If it's true you'd rather be singing than here, I can grant you that wish if you find my lost reindeer. Old Blitzen's gone missing. He was gone on a dime. Help me find him and I'll take you to your holiday concert, back in time. Wow, that's neat, said a boisterous Kyle. Shut up, new guy, chimed Tully, destroying his smile. Come on, new guys. Come on, guys, said Graham. We'll have to be clever if we want to go back to the best concert ever. We'll split up, Chan proclaimed as the crew descended the porch stairs. We're bound to find Blitzen if we go off in pairs. Be swift, whispered Santa, for I can only share my power if the lone reindeer's back by the top of the hour. I'll take the corner, said Josh, the best of convincers. Blitzen could have gone to get some fresh gear at Mincer's. Josh works at Mincer's now, little side note. I'll go with him, Max added, head spinning like a dreidel. If I were a reindeer, I'd want Bodo's bagels. We're going to Mad Bowl, Sherm said. See you later. Graham agreed. Blitzen might be at Fiji or Beta. I'll check the law school to see if Blitzen went that way, Chris said. After all, I might be there someday. I'll follow, said Ben, with newfound glee. I can branch off and go look at the IRC. Henry went to McIntyre, and Chan tagged along, thinking Blitzen, like every first year, might be pre-com. Jalen said, I'll go look somewhere other than here. And like always, the MD just disappeared. Colin said he'd go to JPJ to check the court. Maybe Blitzen shares my love for UVA sports. I'll check the hospital, of course, Tully said, which surprised nobody, for Nick was pre-med. At this point, all the locations are fillers, decided Avery and Kyle, who went home to Coffin and Dillard. The boys searched and hollered and listened for reindeer sounds, but there was no sign of Blitzen anywhere on grounds. The guys decided to group up again on the lawn to share final ideas before their time was gone. We've gone everywhere. Where else can we look? Maybe we've just wasted more time with our books. Tensions were high, and the guys started to grapple when chimes began ringing from atop the chapel. This is it, Ben said. Our time has passed. But then a voice yelled in the dark, not so fast. It was Jeff who had called out, completing the rhyme. Turns out he had been asleep the whole time. While I was running to the lawn to make up for my blunder, I saw Blitzen up there on top of the rotunda. Necks craned, And what Dutter said was true. Blitzen was up there, but what could they do? "You guide Tully," exclaimed. "That's 77 feet total." But then, all at once, the group thought about Lodel. For lights had been strung from all of the columns, and the Hullabahoos knew what they had to do, not feeling so solemn. One by one, in synchronized holiday wonder, the boys climbed the lights to the top of the rotunda. Before their eyes, there was Blitzen, more reindeer, and St. Nick. "Ho, ho, ho, you found him, together, and quick." "Well, Santa," Sherm said, "a deal is a deal." "Of course, Hullabahoos, for magic is real." Then Santa smiled and snapped, looking proud. In a flash, the fellows were standing in McLeod. They fist-pumped, hollered, danced, and laughed, for Santa had transported them to right before the second half. As the Bahoos burst through the doors with delight, they already knew it was going to be a great night.